Hey, welcome back, Simple Builds 2. We got another car. You guys probably saw it already. If you didn't, here she is. This is laid back, relaxed, Simple Builds 2 channel, and we picked up a RSX. I'm super excited to get working on this thing. Hang on. The loudest truck in history has to come by every time. Never fails. But yeah, here she is, guys. What do you think? Let me know. I've never had a lift hatch like this. Pretty stinking cool. You can literally see everything in the car. Pretty cool angle. This thing is definitely seeing its better. Oh, that comes off. Oh, clicks right back on. That's good. It's seen better days, but that is the best part about what we do here is taking cars and restoring them on a budget. So really excited to get into this thing. If you guys see the main channel videos, it may or may not be out already. It probably is, but we got a lot of work to do on this thing. We got a bunch of parts coming from PLM, which is really exciting. It's got a couple goodies already that we're gonna show you guys more about, but this is it. It is a 2004 Acura RSX Sport Coupe. It needs some work. It's got some spider cracking on the front. It's got a lot of paint oxidization, a couple little bubbles here and there. But headlights need a restoration. We got a bumper tab kit coming to fix this. Gonna put some new wheels, coilovers, exhaust work, short shifter, probably most likely paint it or get it wrapped, but we're probably gonna bring it in for paint. And it's gonna be a really fun project. It's 5-speed manual. It's got the K24. I don't know which subdivision it has of the K24. I believe it's the A. I don't think it's A2. I think that's the one that comes in the Type S, but I picked this car up for about $3,000 and spent $250 for the tow. It was about 2 hours away, I think it was. Oh yeah, this rear bumper has definitely got needs some work. I didn't even see this giant hole here. So we gotta address that. What the heck is this? I don't even know what this is. Let's it'll clean up. It'll clean up nice. Trust the process. See the vision. Interior is really clean, besides the seats. Needs a little bit of work, like I said. We got the center console. Again, for $3,000. What can you expect? It's not bad. Got 180,000 miles. And hopefully it starts. Let's see. We got to pull this thing around. Oh, that's all right. Thanks. We got to pull this thing around to the back. Start shooting the thumbnail for it. This is episode 1. We literally just got this car dropped off yesterday. And I'm pretty sure the battery needs some work. So we got to get a new battery for it. We also, what do we need? We need some calipers, I think, on the left side, driver's side, front and rear. There was another thing that I knew we needed to do right off the bat. Battery and might have been seats, but yeah, so far we need a battery. We can try to charge it. Try to charge it up, see if we can save a couple bucks there. And it's going to be a little budget restoration. Let's see if it starts up. Here we go. We're going to hear the start for the first time. Clutch in. Getting some power with the battery. That's good. Come on. Come on. Okay, no. It was close. So let's open the hood. We got our jump pack. And get the battery jumper so we can drive it around to the back, get a couple shots of the thumbnail, and the opening clips for the main channel. A little, like I said, behind the scenes. We got a nice little intake on there, and the K24 looks good. They're definitely jamming in here. Why does it look so big? It looks really big in this little engine bay, but it'll be a nice little project. And the battery is from 2024, so it might be savable. We'll see. All right, you can cut that clip. We got our little jump pack here. Let's go ahead and jump it, and then we can turn it on, drive it around back. Hopefully this thing has charge. It should. All right, it looks like it might have just enough to get me there. Why is this not labeled whatsoever, positive or negative? Oh, there it is. Negative. Positive. Should be ready to go. Let's try it. There we go. She's on, baby. No check engine light, needs some gas. Exhaust sounds nice, a little quiet. All right, let's take this jump pack off. Hopefully the battery has enough to keep it on. Yeah, sounds good. That's good. Sounds really healthy. Let's put this away. I do gotta charge this thing soon too. Probably charge it a little later. Alrighty, one of the calipers is seized up, so it's probably gonna be dragging. Might be a little bit of a nightmare sound or situation. Hopefully we can just get it around to the back and be able to pull it in. But let's try it out. Maybe jump in the passenger seat. Oh, you chill. E-brake seems to work. We got a short throw shifter in here, but we got a better one coming on the way. Let's see. It's pretty sensitive, gas pedal. My windows work perfect. That's good. It's gonna be tough with that caliper. Yeah, it wants to like stop immediately. I think it's the rear one. Dang it. Hopefully it's still got enough. Oh, thank God. Alright, here we go. This is really sketchy, but I think we can get there. It's just this clutch is like immediately it grabs. Once it starts moving though, it's okay. But if I let off that gas, I know it's gonna try to slam the brakes because that caliper's stuck. Actually feels pretty solid besides that. So I'm gonna clutch in here. And then, let me think. Best case scenario, probably back it in. Yeah, let's back it in. We gotta shoot the thumbnail and everything, but I wanna get that new battery fixed first, and I don't know if we can unseize that caliper or not. That's gonna be a pain in the butt. I might wanna stall, but let's get it in there first, get it up there, and then possibly even swap out that caliper before we shoot the thumbnail too, just so it's easier to drive around. But we're gonna have to bleed the brakes and everything after that as well. So it's gonna be quite the process, but first and foremost, let's get it inside the shop and we'll go from there. This RSX Sport Coupe, as you can see, was left abandoned and neglected by the previous owner. This car has 181,000 miles. His goal was to turn this into his project car, but gave up after installing only a short shifter. We're going to be completely finishing this project and bringing it back to its former glory with aftermarket parts from private label manufacturing, which you'll see later, and tons of other upgrades like suspension, new wheels, tires, and more. Help me line up. Help me line up. I don't want it to die. Help me line up. Ah! Come on. Dang it. Almost. Ah. All right, let's get the jump pack on it again. That was a nightmare. That battery was just dying. The brake caliper was seized. Holy crap. Almost made it on, but I can't push it up onto this lift. We need it. We need the battery. We got to jump it. So let me get the jump pack. It smells so bad. What does that smell? It's probably the everything. So bad. All right, let's get that battery jump pack again and get it up onto the lift. Oh my God, this thing is crazy. We're gonna get this thing up here and then hopefully it'll start and stay on with some more juice, and this battery pack didn't die fully. Oh geez, it's got 1 bar. Oh, this is negative, right? I can't even tell if this is the right way. I think it is. Is this thing gonna work? All right, it's working. All right, this is gonna be a nightmare, but we gotta get it up on there. Hopefully, help me out, work with me here. Come on. Oh, that's not good. That's just not good. Need a little bit of gas, so something might be choking it, I don't know, but is it lined up? Can you check? Can you check those jack points? Remember I told you about those yesterday? Check the jack points. Under, you gotta look under. See if the jack points will land on that and the rubber.
Looks good to me.
It'll land right there?
It'll land right here.
And the front one? Will it land on the rubber?
The front one looks like it's on the rubber too, yeah.
Yeah? All right.
Hopefully.
So something is choking it. Okay, now it's staying on. It might just be the battery is too low for it to stay on. I don't know. We're gonna find out. But something is definitely choking this thing. Oy. Get this. A little bit of rust there. All right, that should be okay. So let's shut it off, charge up this thing here. We'll take this battery to go get inspected, see if we can get that caliper. Hopefully they have one. If not, we'll have to order it and wait till it comes in and do everything then, but should be okay to shut it off. Yay! Oh, it ain't nothing new. Just another day in the office. All right. Let's get this thing on the charge, yeah. So, car is up in the air. We know that it's having trouble starting and it's giving us problems with the brakes, so that's making it really hard to drive, obviously, with a manual vehicle. Let's test the battery voltage. See what that's looking like. The battery says right here, sometimes you'll have a year on it. It says it's from June 2024, so just about a year old. So it shouldn't be giving us problems, but it was sitting for a while. This car was sitting. So let's get the battery tested and see what the voltage looks like first off, and then we'll look and see what's up with the caliper. So we got the voltmeter. We'll put it on 20 DCV, DC current, and then voltage. We'll put the black to negative, and then if it's in there, we'll put the negative, red to negative. So we have, it looks like 12 volts. So that is a good sign and a bad sign. I got to figure out if the voltage is the only reason why it could be giving us problems. I know the battery could sometimes say it has good voltage, but still, be kind of dead. So we'll take this out. We'll take it over to AutoZone or Advanced, and we'll take it to that auto parts store and see what they say, because they have the battery checker. I got to invest in one. I got to look for one. It's a pretty simple little tool. And let's get this battery out. Then we'll take that wheel off and look at the caliper. I'll call up the Advanced, or I'll call up the auto parts store and see if they have a caliper in stock. But first I want to take that caliper apart, at least get it off without cracking the line, and see if we can free it up a little bit. Maybe it just has something holding it up, or we could buy a repair kit. I don't know. Let's figure that out. But first and foremost, let's get the battery out, 2 bolts, and then we'll move on to the back. Look at this little, isn't that cute? Perfect. Okay, that is step 1. Now, all right, battery's out. Let's go ahead and jump onto the back. We got to get the wheel lock, which I already got that out from the glove box. Get the wheel lock here, and we'll get it up a little bit and check out this caliper situation. Just try to, like I said, disassemble it and see why it's stuck. But as you can see, you try to move this wheel. Not moving, e-brake is off, and then we'll come on this side. Moves freely. So obviously that is our culprit. And you can also see something else I noticed while looking at this car. A lot of brake fluid around the end of the tire here, dripping down on this, on the wheel. I see it back in, up in here. You can see it's wet right there. So something is leaking brake fluid, which another little brake nightmare, but we'll figure it out. And then on the front here too, you can see it all here, all up on there, and then on the wheel, you can see it right here on the tire. So brake fluid is leaking from probably both of these, unfortunately. We'll have to figure that out, but let's go ahead and get this car up. We'll get the wheel off, and then we will assess this caliper. All right, so the car is up in the air. We already broke them pretty much loose, so let me just find the... These are the worst. You spin them and they never find... There it is. You never find the spot that they hook onto. So that's the wheel lock. And we got the rest 3 coming off. 4. Let me get some gloves. Oh, Dave gave me a new pack of rubber gloves too. I was really stoked about that. I got to get those for my car. Actually really nice. All right, let's take this thing off here and start looking at this caliper. What the? What is, oh, it's the center cap. I was like, why is this thing wobbling? All right, so let's get the caliper off. We should just be, it's probably the slide pins. We're gonna get the We might have to crack the line. I don't know, because something is leaking here. It might be shooting out of this little connection here. I don't know. That's weird. I don't see a ton of brake fluid. Oops. From this. Well, I do actually, but I don't know where it's coming from. Because I want to see if we can try to maybe repair it possibly, or get a repair kit. But I'm not seeing anything very obvious standing out. Oh, this might just be a brake cable. So it's got to be coming from somewhere here, but I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going on with this. This is the brake line here, and I see some fluid there. It looks like it's coming. I don't know. That's confusing. We'll have to figure that out, but you know what? First and foremost, let's just try to get this caliper off, which is these slide pin bolts here. Looks like they're about a 12 or a 13, and then we'll try to pry it off. Probably most likely going to be stuck, so we'll get a pry bar, but we'll get this. We got a 14 mil, and then you got these two bolts right here. Okay, that one's broke. Let's get an extension because that one is hitting on the end of that there. That's where we can get in there easier. Ow. So something is sticking, so it's right, left, we're going the right way. Something is sticking with this slide bolt here. And we got a wrench on the nut. Oh, uh-oh, I think it broke. Oh, come on, don't. Oh, all right, it broke loose. So that's good. I hope. Let's see. Yeah, it broke loose. All right, cool. That bolt's out. And this bolt's coming out. And then we can remove the caliper off of the bracket. Okay, so this caliper, yeah, you can see. So notice how when I move this caliper, it is just seized onto this rotor here. So obviously the rotor is just sitting clamped on with the caliper. Now let's get a pry bar up in here, probably just a flathead. Should be enough leverage to be able to get this caliper off and see what's going on. So now we got the caliper, we got a flathead, and we were just talking, okay, there it goes, it's coming off camera. You know, it's important to not just go and be a parts changer, because anyone can do that, but a good mechanic or, you know, someone that works on the car to save some money, that's frugal. You want to make sure that you check everything out first before you just go buying parts. So like the battery, we tested the voltage. Okay, you know, maybe we can charge the battery up and not have to buy a new battery. Someone else might just be like, oh, let me go in and buy a new battery, you know, altogether. But it could have just been charged. So you could have saved yourself some money there. And we're talking a couple $100 and even sometimes a few $1,000s, you know, if it's a big repair. And some things can't be repaired, but might as well check and try first. But let's see if we can get this caliper off here. It's coming off slowly but surely. And then a lot of times we can try to remove this. We'll probably remove the bracket too, because these slide pins, oh, actually, slide pins look okay. So it's probably the piston that we're going to be dealing with. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. It's almost off. There is a bracket on there that we want to make sure we don't break or lose. So this is pretty far reaching. This I might be able to just finagle it off, but ideally you'd probably want to remove this brake line here. There it comes. All right, caliper is off. like that. Okay, and you can obviously see why this caliper was destroyed. I mean, we got a couple telltale signs here. Obviously the pad. So I'll probably, most likely anyways, have to just remove that line because you can see this piston right here is supposed to be, oh, it's connected. Okay, so it's connected onto the emergency brake as well. That's why it's got two pieces there. But you see this caliper, I mean this piston right here, is supposed to have a rubber gasket that holds fluid inside this piston so it can move freely, but it's all rusted up, and this gasket is broken and all the fluids pretty much leaking out everywhere. So I'm surprised it had as good as brakes as it does. But let's see if we can do anything about this. If not, we'll probably just end up having to go get a new caliper, but at least we checked it out and diagnosed it. So let's get this pad off and see if there's any. Yeah, these pads are pretty much done for as well. So we need some new pads. I don't know if the rotors are okay for now, but yeah, these pads are shot. You can see there is literally, here, I'll put them down. There's literally no pad left on that whatsoever. And it makes sense because it was sandwiching it shut the whole time. And this slide pin is literally bone dry. No grease on this slide pin whatsoever. There should be grease on here. I guess because this boot probably fell off and all the grease slung out or fell out, but that boot should be sealed in that caliper bracket. So hopefully the new caliper comes with the bracket as well. I think they usually do, but let's do a little research. So we're gonna get this line off the caliper here. Hopefully it doesn't bleed a ton of fluid out, but we got the can down below to catch some. I'm gonna have to bleed the brakes anyways, but once we get this brake line off, then we got to go and remove the two bolts for the e-brake, and that shouldn't be too big of a deal there. Okay, brake line is off, so we'll let that sit there. Now we can see the e-brake line. Okay, so the e-brake line is there. We have two bolts here holding the e-brake on, which are probably 12 millimeter. There we go. Bye. All right, caliper is off. Let's bring it to the table. See what we're looking at. This is the smallest little baby caliper you've ever seen. So as you can see here, this piston is not supposed to be like that. Let's see if we can remove this. See if we can get this piston out of here. With a wrench. It's probably won't be able to, but let's see. I don't know if this is a twist type piston, because it looks like it has like grooves for it to, oh, there it goes. You can hear the fluid. Yep, look at that. Just spun out, all the fluid's coming out, and the piston is out. So we may be able to clean this up a little bit and put it back in with a new rubber gasket around here, but I don't know if they sell this rubber gasket anywhere. You can see, okay, now it's moving. And you can see how it's all rusted up on the outside. We can clean some of this rust off here and try to put this piston back in, because it just slides in and then it twists in to the right. And we have the tool to thread it back in, but that's why it looks like that. Let's see if we can find this gasket anywhere. Chances are low, but if we can, that would save us a good buck. Let's check it out. So we're about to call the auto parts store and see if we can get a new caliper, but we're also looking around, and like we mentioned before, you can see a bunch of brake fluid here. So we're gonna get this front wheel off and see if we need to order some more parts, see what's wrong with this front caliper. Hopefully we don't need another new caliper, and it could just be a small gasket or line, but we're gonna take this off before we call them up and see what parts they have. And hopefully it doesn't need another caliper. Hopefully it doesn't need a new caliper for the front as well. Such a faggot. Why are you leaking? Faggot, you better not be another caliper leak. It looks like it is. From the piston. What a piece of trash. Looks like it is leaking from the piston, but I don't know. It's hard to tell. Probably have to just take the caliper off and see where it's coming from. But I don't know. That's annoying. So might as well just remove this caliper as well and see what else is going on down here. It's only 2 bolts to remove this caliper. It's these 2 slide pins here on the back. And then take a look at, see if we can find out where it's leaking. It's like it's rusting away. This boot looks like it's not the worst. It's definitely like a little bit torn, but I don't see it like leaking a ton from anywhere. Where is it leaking from? Why is it all wet? Maybe it's just grease? Like, why is it all wet? I'm so confused. I'm very confused. I don't see any kind of crazy leaks coming from the caliper. I mean, we got some rust coming from inside the piston, but that's pretty normal for these cars of this age. But there's some brake fluid on the bottom of this caliper bracket. I'm gonna re-grease the slide pins because they're a little bit crusty and clean everything up. Take the pads off, clean everything up, put some more lubricant, put it back together, and we'll just focus on the back for now. If this gives us a problem, you know, like I said, we're gonna clean it up and see where any other leaks could be coming from, and we'll go from there. But for now, we'll clean this up, put it back together, get the back caliper. Let's call them up right now and see if they got that part. All right, so the next clip. All right, let's see if they got the caliper. I need that and a battery.
Good afternoon, AutoZone Tom Service. Please, how can I help you?
Hi, I need 2 parts for a 2004 Acura RSX.
Give me 1 second, 1 second. What kind of car was that?
It's a 2004 Acura RSX. It's the Sport Coupe.
RSX, okay, and what'd you need?
I need a rear driver side caliper.
Brake caliper rear. So right or left?
Left, driver side.
Oh, driver's side, sorry, I did hear you say that.
No, it's okay.
So it's the only one that we would have to order it.
Okay.
I can give you the part number. Our store in Brick has one in stock.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to go down that far.
Yeah, can you tell me the part number?
But yep, it's 19.
Mm-hmm.
B as in boy.
Okay.
2679.
Mm-hmm. And how much is
Okay.
that?
Hold on 1 second. I just clicked. It is $97.49, and it has a $40 core.
Okay, $97.49. All right, and then I need a battery. Do you have one in stock?
Let me see. Hang on. You're good.
Good.
Yep, you're good, honey. I'll see you later. Okay, so we have a Duralast Gold in stock. It's $209.99 as a 3-year warranty. We have a Duralast in stock that's $179.99 as a 2-year warranty.
Mm-hmm.
So we also have a Total Pro that's a 1-year warranty. That's $109.99. We have an Econocraft that's a 90-day warranty. That's $89.99. The only reason why I don't recommend those, because if anything goes wrong with it, you have to purchase a whole new battery. We don't guarantee it at all.
Okay, and then that's just the lowest price one that has that. What about the next one up, the $100 one that has the warranty?
That's a 1-year warranty. Yep.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. And then you have the capacity to charge up a battery too and test it, right?
We do.
Okay. All right, good to
Okay.
know. And then if you had to order that caliper into your store, would they be able to get that to you today or tomorrow?
Give me 1 second, hon. No, we can have it here later on today.
Okay. You know what time? Any chance or no?
It really depends. I could say it depends on what time you get here. We
Okay.
can't really guarantee.
Like before
Okay.
5?
Again, we can't
Oh,
guarantee.
no, okay.
So it definitely won't be before 5. It would be about 5:30.
Oh, okay. All right, I appreciate
Okay.
it. Thanks for the help.
All right, no problem. Have
Bye.
a good one.
You too, bye. All right, cool. So caliper is about $100 and the battery is about $100. So we'll get the 1-year warranty one, get this car up and running, get it going, and that's about $200. So we will figure out what we got in the next clip for you guys. All right, we just got back from the store. We got our new caliper. This thing is crystal clear, and we already returned the other one for the core charge, so can't do a before and after like we usually do, or a side by side. But this is the nice new one going in, and we picked up a battery here. That both ran us about $200 or so, about $100 for this, $130, and $120? $130 for the caliper with the pads. So we got 2 pads. Where'd they go? Oh, they're already over there. But we got the pads, we got the caliper. So let's go ahead and chuck this thing in. We got to get the bracket off, throw the bracket on, put the new pads on, put the new caliper on, attach it on there, and then we will either bleed the brakes sooner than later, but we should be good to drive the car. And then we're gonna have to bleed the brakes right after, but let's go ahead and get this thing on. All right, we got the bracket. And, oops. Bracket there. Let's go ahead and chuck this on. 2 bolts. Ready? You're on? You're on?
Yeah, it's done.
Oh, you don't want to spin this around. Okay, here we go. Right here. Ready?
I am.
On the RSX, you have 2 copper washers right here that go on the banjo bolt, or I guess it wouldn't be banjo, or maybe it would, on this bolt here, but they send you a new one right here. It comes with 2 copper washers, and then I believe 1 goes on each side. Yeah, so 1 goes on each side around this brake line. So we'll take this old one, we'll leave it. Time to install the new brake caliper. Take this one off. We'll leave that there for a second. Let's put the e-brake on. So the e-brake just slides on this way. We had to get that bracket off by hammering it off. Slides on this way like this. Yeah, so it should slide on.
Clamp it.
No, it almost looks like the sides that are supposed to be big enough are not big enough. So we might have to take this bracket off and use the old bracket that we literally spent time breaking off. Let's swap this bracket. 'Cause I don't think that's... Let's try. Because the bracket was facing away from it. Let's try to get it on without it.
Well, I'll measure it up and see if it's the same size.
Well, it's supposed to be the same. The hammer. part. Now the circle part just goes on. I don't know which way it's supposed to. This spins, right? I mean, that should be okay then. Good try.
You know what they say, sometimes the videographer is the mechanic.
Nobody says that.
I heard it.
No, that was good, thanks. I probably would have thought of it too, but I just wanted to use brute force first. Alright, let's hope that orientation works. Alright, so that clamp is now, that bracket is now on. Let's bring the caliper over again. It's time to put the brake fluid line, the actual brake line. We'll take the new bolt, copper washer, take it out, put it through the brake line. This. Put the other washer on. Don't forget. And don't pinch your stinking glove in it. Stupid piece of crap. Come on, I can't spin it. It's my stupid glove. I'm too sweaty. Oh my God. Oh, don't fall out, you butthole. Nice and tight, brand new copper washers. Just like that. And then we'll take the bracket. I guess we can attach it on there after, but the bracket needs to go. On there. All right, we got the new caliper on and installed, ready to go, minus the brake bleed, but we can do that when we get around to it. We'll see if the problem is solved. It should be, so that should be one problem out of our way. You're gonna hear a little bit of this because everything's still not seated in and properly adjusted, but there we go. Now you don't hear a thing. So let's get the wheel back on there. And this wheel should be able to move freely now with no restriction. go over this right now. Come on. I don't know where the lock nut is. Is it over there? Oh, that sucks. Can you get B-roll? I forgot to get it. Get a B-roll of this. Oof. It's not coming off. Alright, get a B-roll, please. Oh, geez, I almost hit the camera. Get a B-roll. So now the brake caliper is on, and wow, that spins nice and freely. So this should be probably one of the best performing brakes now on the car, this side, but we still obviously have to bleed them. Let's go ahead, and now that this brake caliper is done, let's go ahead up and move up to the front and get that battery installed. Alrighty, battery's going in, and oh man, I forget which side was negative.
The red
Oh,
close to me.
I got it, yeah. Negative over there. So let's move this out of the way. Well, that didn't really help. But we can just drop it in here. There we go. And then this battery tie down goes over here. Oh! Magnet stuck to the car. I ripped my mic off. And there it goes. Okay. Dang, that's a tight battery tie down right there. Holy crap. Oh geez, where did I put the bolt?
Is the one over there on the sitting on the thing?
Oh, I did put it there.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. I got it. Alright, so this goes here. Like that. Just like that, nice and snug. Battery's not going nowhere. Oh, I forgot to put the battery case on. Do I need it? Probably not. I'll put it in the trunk. All right, and then positive terminal goes on. Nice and snug. Boom, and then this one should be, oh, what size is this here? This. I gotta go over there. Actually, I'm fine there. Tighten this up like that. Is that the right size? I can't tell. That's close enough. I can probably get that a little tighter with a deep socket, but that seems okay. I'll put the negative on. Make sure it's nice and tight all the way down. And I think this is another back to the 10. Yep, back to the 10. Nice and tight without breaking nothing. Brand new battery, ready to go. Alrighty, let's see if we can get this thing on the road. Now we got the battery and the brake caliper fixed. Like I said, it's not going to be the best brakes because we didn't bleed them, but we should be ready to go. Before we drive, brakes aren't bled yet, but let's top off the fluid with some .3 brake fluid. It is a little, ooh, going a little too fast. It is a little low, so we'll just max this off and let it bleed through some of the system. It's going down. All right, that's good. Oh, is that shut? Okay. It still might roll, so don't stand behind the car. Let's see if it'll. I don't know if it's because it's in gear or because the e-brake's actually working, but all right. Let me fix this stinking mic. All right, that was dumb. I remember the last second too. As soon as it was going down, I was like, oh, the e-brake's down. Okay. Oops, excuse me. Let me get the key. All right, test number 1. Let's just see if it does anything. Okay, that's good. It looks happy. Let's see. Brakes. Okay, so I don't think the e-brake is working right now. All right, let's see if the battery is it. Took a little bit to crank, but it feels good. Sounds good. It's definitely a brake leak and some air in the system, obviously. Okay, e-brake feels okay now. Let me just see for any leaks, any obvious leaks right now. Nope. No. So they definitely need to be bled, which we can do, but let's take it for a quick drive. Now that the brakes are loose. Yeah, it's probably gonna be pretty sketchy. I think the e-brake works. Let's see.
You got the chocks.
Yeah. Okay. It's doing something. Yeah, they need to be bled big time, but let's see if the e-brake works. Okay, e-brake works a little bit. Car feels a lot happier. That's for sure. Clutch grabs immediately. Oh yeah, there's almost no brake pedal at all. Oh, it feels way better. Let's try to hit the brakes. Oh my God. Feel that? There's like no brakes, but the emergency brake should be. It still is like nothing. Definitely gotta bleed them. So let's just go around. I'm not gonna go over 5. That is really sketchy. Feels good though. Now it feels nice and smooth. First test drive, a little bit weary of everything. Gotta bleed those brakes ASAP, but everything feels pretty good. It rolls, doesn't come to a halting stop, doesn't have crazy screech. Brake pedal is pretty much non-existent, but that's okay. Everything else feels really nice, not gonna lie. Well, that's good, that's a good sign. So it's gonna be really sketchy getting it back up on the lift, but we're gonna do our best. And also coming down this hill like this. It's got like 0 brakes whatsoever. Car doesn't want to die every second though, so that's good. It's a start. Clutch is really interesting to get used to, but that's good. Let's bleed the brakes really quick, and then we'll test it out and see how it feels. All right, we're putting the wheels back on. We just bled the brakes, so we should be good. First test drive went okay, but the brakes were definitely non-existent, and now we're about to go take it for another quick test drive. With the brakes being bled, there was literally no fluid coming to that back caliper yet on the first test drive, so probably should have done that first, but that's all right. So wheels are just about done. So there's a tightened, and hopefully now battery is good, brake caliper is good, so this thing should be running and driving pretty nice now. So now that we have those repairs out of the way, the car runs and drives, but let's actually clean up the exterior now before we move on to the next step. This car has been sitting out for many months, collecting dust, dirt, and grime from the outside elements, so giving it a nice wash will give us a clean base to start with. Once we get the car cleaned up, we're going to take it over to a special location where you guys will see something that we've never done before this early in a build. I cannot wait to show you guys how this car turns out by the end of this episode, so let's finish up this car wash and we'll head on over to that next location. So let's start off by showing you guys some of the damage around the car. The exterior is pretty beat up. It's probably one of the most important things to get taken care of. Starting off is this rust damage. The clear coat is peeling off all around the car. The bumper has a ton of damage like this, and this. Another rust spot here, a couple screws in the bumper, scratches like this all around the car. Clear coat on the hood is pretty much non-existent. The whole front bumper needs a ton of work, and the passenger side fender is pretty well dented here. So that is pretty much all the exterior stuff, minus a few things like the headlight restoration, which we will get into, but not right now. You might be wondering why we're not at the shop, why we showed you all the body damage before even getting the car detailed on the interior. That is because we're kicking off this build right away. We are here at Mako getting the car painted. I think it's fine. Visible. It is a couple days later. The car is back from paint. Before we show you the color we chose, drop in the comments what color you think we picked. If you were right, you will win nothing, but we're about to show you guys. Let's check this thing out. I heard that the car is back from Mako. Ethan just picked it up and got back. Oh my God. That is crazy. It looks so good. Dang. Wait, there's a flake? There's a metallic flake. I didn't know they did. I didn't know they did all that. Oh my God, it looks so cool. Yeah, we gotta fix up that little front lip there, but that looks sick. Dude, once we get that front grille resprayed in a nice fresh black, that bottom lip there, and the headlights cleaned up, this thing is sick. This thing is sick already, guys. Oh man, one of you is gonna love this thing. That's cool. So bright. So without further ado, check out the new color on the RSX. Now that the exterior is up to par, let's get the interior looking just as good. Oh my, there's a million wires. Oh, it's not. You're never gonna guess what this is. You can order a receipt thing for a pogo stick. Pogo stick. The car is all cleaned up and it looks amazing. It is a new color. This was an insane episode 1. As you can see here, we have a box or a few boxes with a bunch of boxes inside of car parts for the RSX from private label manufacturing. Like I said, they are helping us make this build happen and sending on a bunch of performance parts from their website. Be sure to check them out, and everything that we use on this car will be linked in the description. Of course, you can see that the headlights are something we did not get into in the last episode, so really excited to go ahead and restore those. We have the old crappy wheels on here and some worn down suspension. So what we have here is some new coilovers to go on, adjustable coilovers, a headlight restoration kit, whatever you might say about Max Speeding Rods. They have seriously upped their game, and I'm excited to show you quality. These are their brand new products. We have some brand new wheels and tires going on the car, and right here, you may have saw us talk about it. This is a whole table full of aftermarket performance upgrades from private label manufacturing. PLM decided to help us out and sponsor the RSX build, which I'm super excited about. They are giving you guys 5% off anything that you purchase on their website, and in return, they promise to give me a kickback every time someone buys any of their parts from PLM using that link down below in the description. Not only do you support an awesome brand that's supporting the channel, that also kicks back and helps support me to do more and more videos like this. So thank you so much to PLM for sponsoring the RSX. Let me show you a little bit more about what we have from PLM. Unfortunately, we can't throw all this stuff on in today's video, but we are going to be installing one of these parts, which I'm really excited about. We have pretty much every single motor mount that you could possibly need to upgrade and stiffen up the suspension and the chassis to make it feel like the perfect trackable street car. We have some billet quick release hood hinges here. Like I said, all the motor mounts. We have their headers right here, which I'm really excited about. We have a downpipe right here. We have the shifter cables, a new throttle body, body, and we'll get into all this stuff in detail, but this is the part I'm most excited about, which is going on in today's video, is their billet short shifter. So we'll get into this. First things first, let's go ahead and open up this box from Max Speeding Rods and see what these coilovers are all about. Let me show you guys a little bit more about these coils. Like I said, they have been upping their quality, and I'm excited to show you guys what I mean by that. So let's go ahead and open up this box and check these coils out. So the coilovers are all laid out here, ready to go on the car, and you guys can just tell by the quality that they have seriously upped their game. The top hats here, we have complete 32-way adjustable damping with a really nice click. All the bolts and everything ready to assemble these on the car. They did not spare any expense on the new design of their coilovers, and not to mention that the blue matches the blue RSX, different shade, but either way, still really cool. Let me not bore you guys with all the details talking about all these parts. Let's go ahead and start throwing these on, get the car up in the air, and start the transformation for episode 2. I cannot wait. Let's jump right into it. So we got the passenger side pretty much wrapped up now, and it looks really good. I am a little concerned because the back is a lot higher in the air than the front is. I guess we will see. Looks pretty good so far. I'm gonna finish swapping over this driver's side. Then after we finish that up, we will throw the new wheels on, which some of you may have already seen on social media. But if you haven't, I will show you guys those wheels, and we'll adjust ride height once we get to that point. Please excuse my dirty hands and dirty face. I've been working like a dog trying to get the suspension in, but it is pretty much wrapped up. All the suspension is in, tightened down, besides, of course, adjusting ride height. So let's go ahead over and check out the new wheels. This right here is the new wheel and tire setup for the RSX. These are not the most expensive wheel, but they are brand new tires and brand new wheels, balanced and ready to go on the car. It is a pretty nice looking wheel. Got a pretty cool little design here. Almost a little RPF1 inspired design. I'm really excited to see how they look on this car. They should be a pretty good fitment already, and then we'll have to dial in the ride height as well. So let's go ahead and lower the car down and see where we land. Okay, right off the bat, these are going to look really, really good. Pretty much exactly how I envisioned, but there is a few concerns. One, I don't know why the back is drooping so low. Hopefully that closes when it lowers down. And obviously we have these labeled just because they're rotational. And also this fitment is a little bit concerning. The steering angle, as you can see, this one's turned slightly to the left, and then this one is turned a lot to the left. So let me straighten out this wheel and see where it's actually at. So the wheel straight would be right about there. Let's see, maybe I'm just looking at it wrong and it's perfect. Oh yeah, this one is definitely off. That one is way off. It's like turning all the way to the left, and this one's turning to the right. So alignment is way off. We're gonna probably have to do a little street alignment before we bring it to the alignment shop and actually get the alignment. But either way, we can still lower it down and see where the ride height sits. I think this one's gonna be way too low. In the back, I just have no clue. So let's go ahead and lower it down and just see where we're at for now. Of course, we just have to adjust the outer tie rods so we can do a little quick, street alignment, the budget hodgepodge quick street way on the fly. But that's gonna be the quick fix so we can drive it to an actual alignment shop. Wow, the front is almost perfect on ride height. On this side, it looks good, and this side too. That fitment is looking really nice in the front, just above a 1-finger gap. And that is where I like it to sit. We'll have to figure out the alignment there. Not so bad, but the back, I don't know what to do about the back. That is not good. We gotta go lower, about 1.5 inches lower. I know when we drop the e-brake, let's actually try it. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, it's still about 2 inches. So we need to go down about 1 inch, 1.5 inches on the back, but overall not bad. The car is coming along very nicely. Really not mad about it. That is a wrap on tonight. Let me go ahead and shut this hood and give you guys a full view of what it looks like right now. We need to lower the back. We need to fix the alignment in the front. We need to restore the headlights, and we need to throw in the shifter. For now, this car is coming along really, really nicely. That looks, oh man, I am really excited on how the RSX is turning out. Most likely by the time you see these next clips, we'll be back with Ethan as the filmer. That is it for tonight, though. It is about 12 o'clock, as you can see. It's been a minute since I've done a little handheld style like the old days and done a late night in the shop. Felt good, but we still got a lot of work to button up this RSX. So stay tuned later in this episode when we complete the second stage of the RSX build. We still have a bunch of mods that are yet to be installed from PLM. Go ahead and check out their link down below as well. Hop on that site, grab some parts for your car. So like I said, I'm gonna go hit the hay, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip. Okay, it is a day later, and we got the car all situated. Suspension is dialed in, ride height is dialed in. Check it out. What we had to do was adjust the toe on the top with the tie rods, the outer tie rods. So we adjusted those. Obviously the car still has to go in for an alignment, and then the back, we lowered it down a little bit more. So now that it is dialed in on that aspect, let's go ahead and clean up these headlights to really complete the exterior look so far. Just wanted to show you with the wheel straight. The fitment is now nice and straight, and this wheel nice and straight as well. So everything is dialed in by hand from what I can do. Got to get it over to the alignment shop and get a proper alignment on it. So far the fitment is looking really good on the suspension. Now let's go ahead and restore these headlights. We got the headlights all taped off, ready to go, and we will be using Turtle Wax Headlight Lens Restorer. No tools required, super cheap and easy. Let's get started. So there it is after 4 stages of sanding and 1 pan polish. As you can see, it is already making a massive difference. Look at this, we can get kind of a before and after right here. We have 1 stage left, which is the clear coat, and that's gonna seal it all in, and it's gonna make it really, really clear. So excited to do that. You can already see the massive difference. So let me go ahead and crank out this side off camera, and then I'll come back. I'll throw the clear coat on both of these here, and then you guys will see the fully restored headlights, and that is gonna really tie in this whole car. I cannot wait to show you how this looks. So let's jump onto that. All right, we just applied the lens base coat wipe, and then we gotta let this dry, and then we'll throw on this sealing wipe. But this is how the headlight restoration turned out. I think it looks 10 times better, and this little kit is so worth it. So that leads us to the last step of the puzzle, which is the short shifter. But we have one slight problemo. If you look here, and you guys may have saw from the start of this RSX series, you saw that this car already had a shifter installed, and it looks a little something like this. But the problem now, which isn't really a problem, is that this is the short shifter that PLM sent out to us to install on the RSX. That is the one that's already installed. Are you seeing what I'm saying? And not until I got a really good look at this short shifter in here next to the one that they sent out did I realize that this RSX already has private label manufacturing short shifter installed. What are the odds of that? I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not surprised because I have been really enjoying driving this car. This short shifter is really nice, really snappy, and one of you guys is definitely gonna enjoy this shifter on this RSX. So that is another step of the RSX done. Not really. Already done. Not by us. You get what let's jump to the next clip. We are here at Mr. Hondida's Auto and Performance, getting the RSX pretty much wrapped up. We had mentioned before we have a ton of PLM parts going on, so let's go ahead and get started. So we got all these PLM parts right here. As we go through and install each one, we will talk about them. We'll show you what they do, a little bit of the process of installing them, and how much they will benefit your vehicle. Looking good, it's sounding good, and it's ready to go. So let's go ahead, jump in there, throw this on my head, and give you guys some reactions and some driving clips of the RSX with its new and improved modifications from PLM. The car feels so planted. Just hugs the corners. Got a good amount of torque. Feels really cool. Oh, dang. When this thing hits VTEC, you can really feel it crack. With these new engine mounts, man, everything is just snappy. The header sounds awesome. That is a really fun experience. It's like a little go-kart. What a cool little car. Up next, as you can see, we have this rinky-dinky little exhaust, so we're going to be fixing that as one of the last modifications. Right after we get this exhaust on, we're going to be fixing up the seats, and we went a little bit of a different route, but after all, it is simple build, so stay tuned. Let's go ahead and crank out this exhaust and jump onto those seats.